Here we go.
Welcome back to the Big Brown Sack. You're with Dayna V and Joe McCutie.
Nice. Love that. That's perfect.
Thank you so much.
Let's just start here.
Start right here.
Yeah, let's start here. This is
Episode
1 of the Big Brown Sack podcast. Look, you know, people say you need an idea. You need to know where the podcast is going. Who's your audience? What do you want them to feel?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you should know all these things before you start a podcast. Look, people, we just didn't do it. We didn't do that. We don't know what this podcast is going to be. We don't know who our audience is going to be.
Ride, whoever it is.
Whoever you are, if you're out there and, you know,
we need
you're
you to
like
stay
us.
agile.
Yeah, I love listening to podcasts. Sometimes you just need something to listen to.
Background noise.
Yeah, you know, and, you know, maybe you learn something.
For mindless tasks,
Mm-hmm.
folding laundry, finishing up some tedious work tasks.
Yeah.
You name it. Eating. My God.
Yeah, and we're just going
Showering.
to fit, and maybe we fit somewhere in there, and maybe we don't, but either way, I don't know about you, Day, but I love doing this. I love sitting on the Big Brown Sack with you and just talking about our day or talking about the food we're eating or talking about anything. You're so lovely to talk to.
My goodness.
I'm going to have such a good
Likewise.
time doing this either way,
Likewise.
even if no one ever listens to this.
Yeah. Yeah. Who cares?
But I hope you do.
Also, yeah, I mean, I have a perfect idea of...
Because we got to pay the bills.
I've got a perfect idea of my ideal audience member,
Let's talk about it.
listener. My ideal listener.
Yeah. An
Someone...
8-year-old boy.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
Someone... Stupid. Like what?
So dumb.
I haven't met an 8-year-old boy in years.
Don't
I'm
get
trying
too
to
far off the
actually
point.
think when the last time
No,
I... Okay.
no, reel it back in.
Any user.
What's your idea? Who's your target audience?
Someone who likes to sit on their couch.
Yeah.
Because that's what we mean by the Big Brown Sack. Our Big Brown Sack is not what you might think it is. It's actually a big brown love sack. And this is not an advertisement for love sack. I don't even know if I'd recommend. I've had some ups and downs with this love sack. But Joe and I did purchase a giant brown love sack couch.
Mm-hmm.
And we gonna be sitting on it, talking on it, squatting on it.
Yep.
And doing what all people do on couches, which is hang out, chat it up, and eat. We'll be ordering food during some of these. A lot of these.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little turned on right now. The way you really went through that by your voice.
My God. We're also going to be talking on the couch.
Hey. Hey now.
But only on Patreon.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pay for those eps, people.
Big time.
You're gonna have to pay up if you want to hear those eps. But who knows? Maybe hey.
And
we'll see where it goes.
our ideal audience for that, not an 8-year-old boy.
Not an 8.
Yikes!
But if you do have $8 a month,
I don't know what allowances kids are getting nowadays, but
yeah, total jokes here, people.
any hooser.
Total jokes here, people. But look,
We're
today,
sick.
you know, I thought one of the segments of the podcast could be reviews from the sack.
Sack reviews.
Sack reviews.
What is it like sacrificial, like review? Like what's a sacrificial? What does that mean again? Like a sacrifice or like a sacrament? Sacrificial? Like
that's the first word you said. You've said a few words.
Thing?
No, those are all different words.
Yeah.
Those are all different words you just said.
Yeah, they sure are.
So no,
but they got the same vibe.
They do have the same vibe. They do have the same vibe. I know what you mean.
They're giving off all the same energy.
Yeah.
Sacraments, sacrificial,
Well,
sacrifice, like
one of the, I can't remember where we were going with that, but I can't remember. I was trying to
Sack
get to
reviews.
Sack reviews. That's right. And so trying to get to the point that, we're going to do a lot of stuff on this show. And one of them is going to be sack reviews. So like we actually did a rough draft of this show the other night and we ordered DoorDash and we talked about our day. We were supposed to talk about the food. We kind of ended up talking about our day.
Random shit.
Random stuff. And then the food came. We paused. We ate the food. And we came back on and we reviewed it. And so SAC reviews can mean a number of things. Maybe it's a movie we're reviewing. Maybe it's a restaurant that we're reviewing. Maybe it's a book. Maybe maybe it's like a show or an event. And maybe it's just our day.
Yep.
And Dayna, you had a crazy
My day was
day today.
Off the cuff.
Wow.
And I'm so excited to walk you through my day.
Yeah, can you tell me a little bit about your day?
Yeah, totally. So I woke up, actually, remember what I said to you for the first time ever this morning when you were saying goodbye? You said, did you get good sleep? And I said, I didn't have any bad dreams.
Bad dreams, yeah, you didn't have S.
And have you ever heard me say that?
No.
Y'all, I be having bad dreams for the past, like, every single night for the past 3 years. Consistent, nonstop. And last night, while I did have dreams, they weren't bad in nature.
I will say, to maybe for the listeners who don't know much about Dayna in this situation, maybe something that can encapsulate the severity of this situation is something that Dayna has said to me in a real life situation, being dead serious. When I asked her, I was like, hey, how did you sleep? And then she said, good, just a nightmare, not a night terror. So she was like psyched that it was just a nightmare.
That was a win. A win's a win.
Can you describe the difference
a win.
Is there a real difference between a night terror and a nightmare?
So, like, I can't speak to, like, the actual definitions of what qualifies like a nightmare
but how do
versus
you
a night
define it?
terror. But for me personally, a night terror is something that, like, emotionally and physically, like, alters my emotional or physical state. So, like, if I, like, remember when I had that awful dream in Rome and I just couldn't pull it together for like 2 hours in the middle of the night. It was so traumatizing.
Totally,
I had to like fully process all the emotions of what had happened in that dream.
That was hard, yeah.
It was really hard. And like, so that would be a night terror.
So tired, but trying to help you at the same time.
I was so sweet. You did such a good job. You did exactly what I needed you to do. And I just needed to get up. I needed to walk around the room. I needed to like gather myself. Or like, you know, something I also do, which I think is unique, let me know in the comments, is I'll wake myself up and Joe in the middle of the night, like whimpering. Mm-hmm. And it's not a cry, it's not a scream. I do this. Which was really weird when I was sleeping in a room with like 40 other women in the sorority.
So other people have told you this.
Yeah. No, I've been doing this for a while, but like, you know, for the past 3 years, like more now than ever. But I'll literally sound like this. Okay, ready?
Yeah. That's pretty much it. Like a puppy dog.
Like a dog.
Yeah, like a little puppy.
Yeah, and I
like
consider those a night terror.
You know those fucking commercials that they put on sometimes about the dogs in the shelters, and you're like, oh my god, this is the saddest thing I've ever seen or heard. That's the sound. Yeah. You might as well be singing that song in the middle of the night. But yeah, it's that you're dead on. You nailed it. That's exactly what it sounds like.
That's exactly what it sounds like. And then, you know, when I sweat. So like when I'm having like a physical or like very prominent emotional reaction, I consider it a night terror. A nightmare for me is just like a lot of disturbing and trippy shit happen in my dreams that like takes me a while to come back from. Like in the morning, you're a spring chicken, you're ready to go, and I need like an hour to like just come back to earth. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I've never heard of somebody having the wrestle with their dreams and nightmares and this thing that you have. I think it's a unique thing to you, and like you've even told me like you've tried like Googling a lot of stuff, like
There's
trying
no
to
help.
find like sleep doctors or like nightmare doctors or like somebody that you can talk to, and it's like it seems like this is a very understudied thing.
Yeah, I think it is quite understudied because sleep doctors in like a, formal medical practice, I think are, monitoring like actually how much sleep you're getting and like your heart rate and your heart rate and like your brain frequency and like how when you're in REM, like the more like medical-y parts of sleeping, medically.
Like
Not
people that
like,
need like
the
CPAP machines or
nature of
sleep
dreams.
apnea. And,
Right,
like,
exactly.
yeah, like people that aren't
people
breathing.
who snore.
Yeah, there's like a lot of study on like the breathing and snoring and stuff like that, but like not as much on nightmares.
Right. Yeah.
Nightmares specifically.
Yeah, so I think if I were to like seek help, it'd be more like an alternative doctor, right? Like more like a natural kind of doctor or like a psychic even. Or there's like I think there could be what's it called? Not like hallucination, but like when people do things like this, Joe.
Incense?
No, like
So you're
hypnotism.
Hypnotism. You can't. This is
Hypnotism.
an audio only podcast, but Dayna is holding her hand up, like waving.
It looks like a wand, but I'm trying to wave like a clock in
like
front of his
she's
face. So.
Wingardium Levioso. Or what do they say in Harry Potter? Wingardium Levioso, or something like that.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever. Who cares? This is not. I'll tell you one thing. This podcast is not, and that's a Harry Potter podcast.
Yeah, won't enter that territory.
Okay, but keep going.
Any hooser. So but I think there's a lot more I even could be doing just to help myself, like meditation and maybe going on walks before bed and getting more exercise and journaling. Like there's so much I could be doing.
Yeah. Well, you are living a wild life. You have a lot of stress in your day-to-day life.
Crazy.
And Dayna, one thing I think you should do, and it's
really not that crazy.
Because it is. And I think your life's pretty crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
At least recently.
Oh. Sure.
Anyways, one thing that
another thing. That's what we should call it.
Another thing that I think about you and your life is that you are very unique and talented.
Whoa.
And just like you have a special effect on people, not as in like special effects. Like you have a unique effect on people.
Aww.
And I really think you can do anything that you want to do. I truly think that you could just do it. And anything I've seen you like try to do, you're pretty good at it. Other than sometimes some like purely physical stuff.
Totally.
Like skipping a rock.
Yeah,
Not your thing.
Can't figure it out.
But most things, like we were in sales together. Mm-hmm. I saw you in that job. You're very good at it. And you're good at it in a way that like nobody else can be good at it. Like you know your thing. Mm-hmm. And like what makes you good, and you do it in a unique way. So not only are you really good at it, but you're good at it in a unique way.
Oh my goodness.
And you talk about like this stuff that you did in college where you did like an internship where you were leading like a rehab or something, and so you went into that field.
Treatment program.
What is it?
Outpatient treatment program.
Help patient treatment
Outpatient.
Mm-hmm. What does that mean?
Just for those who might be curious. It's like it's group therapy for people, well, in this circumstance, for like drug and alcohol issues or addictions. Mm-hmm. And it's an outpatient program, so they're not living in the rehab. They're visiting it a certain hours a week or a month or whatever for an extended period of time.
Impressive stuff. And I think about the things that you might be able to do or like could be able to do. Mm-hmm. And I think one of the really cool ones is to say, well, fuck, here's this thing that's wrong with me. I have all these bad dreams. Mm-hmm. I can't find much information about it. Why don't I become the fucking person
the goat
who researches this,
dreams,
potentially goes to school about like whatever the science or the psychology or the whoever's on the cutting edge of sleep, if you could go to school for that in some way, what would that be?
I mean,
I
think I would have to really pioneer it. I mean,
what is Matthew Walker? Matthew Walker wrote a book on sleep. What is his? Is he a doctor?
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to do a bunch of fancy shit. Now, I think I could definitely do that, but I also think I could help people without having to go through all that schooling.
Yeah, maybe there's that.
And maybe I start here. Maybe we do a segment called Day's Dreams. And I get to share a dream and have people write in about their dreams and see if I can make any connections or provide you answers. Oh, a segment where people write in their dreams, okay? Mm-hmm. And I interpret them. Interpret people's dreams.
You do have books on that. You've read books on that. Well,
every time I have a very significant I have a few dream books
about interpreting dreams and stuff. So you do. I would say you know a lot about that. You've read multiple books about that.
Send in your dreams. I'll tell you what the hell's up. At your own risk.
Please send them in.
At your own risk.
I'd love to hear your take.
While you were saying so many nice things about me being unique in what I do and at work, I forgot to tell you a story that I think you'll think is really funny.
Yeah.
So I like to lighten things up. I like when the opportunity comes to just kind of lighten the mood.
Yeah.
In a Zoom meeting, I'll take it.
Take it.
And because gosh, this whole Zoom corporate shit's so bland and boring. I'm is everyone okay?
Yeah.
Because I'm not okay.
Wake up, people. I want to shake them sometimes.
Yeah. So I'm in.
You guys okay in here? Hello. Sorry.
So I'm in this meeting the other day, and it's with my team. And then my CEO and the co-founder will all meet on a weekly basis. It's actually really cool. Shout out my CEO. He'll meet with us. I'm in post-sales. And we'll talk about customers who are going through renewals or whatever. And our CEO will do this office hours with us and reach out to our customers and, make introductions. And he's really hands-on, right? So we're in this meeting and one of my teammates starts talking. He was like, Chris, our CEO, do you know Jason? And he was slapping. He's like, Jason, he's choking. He's choking, right?
Yeah. She's freezing.
Jason, and I go, couldn't help it. I go, Jason Derulo.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. On a call with your CEO, you came off mute to hit him with that?
Yeah, I did.
What?
And guess what? My CEO said, starts cracking up. He goes, I was literally saying that in my head.
No way.
And I said, couldn't help it. And he just keeps laughing.
Wow.
Yeah,
that is so fucking baller.
And you know what? Guess what? Maybe that's why I didn't get laid off.
He goes, let me see that sheet again.
Dayna's on this sheet. Yeah, we're keeping her. We're keeping her around.
After the meeting, he goes, how many AMs we keeping? I go, 8. He goes, make it 9.
Make it 9.
Make it 9.
We're keeping that ginger ale. I go, Jason Derulo.
Dude, so how much time did you have where you were making this decision? Because there's a lot that has to go in that. Not only do you have to think of that joke, but you have to muster up the courage to
And it was
hit
all
your
silent.
mute button.
It was all silent, too.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Look, I've been in these meetings. If you've been in these Zoom meetings, you know what I'm talking about. How many people in the Zoom meeting?
There was 8 or 9.
Oh, anything over 5, I'm not talking. Anything over 5 people, and I'm not on the agenda. I don't have slides. It's usually me not talking. Mm-hmm. And so you got 9 people in this meeting. One of them's your CEO. Oh my God! If the CEO's in the room,
and the co-founder,
if my
co-CEO and CEO,
if my CEO,
and I think maybe my director.
That's
I can't
wild.
Remember.
That's so wild.
It was a risk, but it landed so hard. Everyone loved it. Everyone cracked a smile.
Yeah.
And it like, also, I was helping my coworker. He was choking. And I said, somebody's got to do something. And I said, I know just the person for the job. It's me.
It's me. And you mustered up the courage to come off mute. So, it had to have been mindless for you for it to all happen so quickly.
Yeah, it was really quick.
I don't even think you mentally processed like I'm mustering up courage.
Anything up.
You were just walking around with that confidence. And listen, people, you either you have it or you don't.
You have it or you don't.
And we've got it.
I've got it.
She's got it.
Look, I just think I'm in a better position than most to take comedic risks in the workplace.
Yeah.
If you don't know me, let me describe myself. I'm cute. You called my body type flirty once, and I'll never forget it. So I have a flirty body type. I've got
I don't take it back.
Just gorgeous porcelain skin.
Yeah.
Auburn red gorgeous locks. And deep Mediterranean blue eyes.
Yeah.
What more can you ask for in a life?
And for the guys who tuned out when she started going into the details, all you got to know is she's a smoking hot redhead.
Yeah.
And you get it.
You get it.
You get it.
You get it.
Okay, go ahead.
And I'm not like, so hot that it's like intimidating. Like, my beauty leaves space for comedy, humor, and personality.
It totally does. It's part of what makes you so hot, I would say.
Wow.
Like how funny and just like confident and because you have to have like a certain air.
Suave.
Like you could take, you did well at stand-up comedy. That's the ultimate conversational test. Like that's
I
think
mean I
comedy,
did it maybe 10 times and I got lots of laughs and never bombed. I quit before I bombed.
Yeah,
you gotta quit while you're at it.
They were booking you. Like you were getting booked.
Yeah, they were booking me, I guess.
You were getting booked. You had business cards.
I had it in yeah.
When you went back to your hometown and you wanted to do it again, they're like, when and where?
So
true. We'll get you in a lineup.
I can still, they'll still ask me, they're like, you were out? I'm like, nah.
Yeah, so you got to know, people. I think that's the ultimate test of like courage and creativity is like getting up on a stage. It's just you up there. There's no props. You have nothing to entertain other than your brain, your ideas, and your delivery, and your creativity and your courage.
You want to know why I think I am this way?
Why?
My mom told me, and it must have been at an age where I was like a mega sponge. You know those ages where you just like absorb things and they become a part of who you are?
I think that's just like when you're younger, you like absorb things because you're so malleable and you're literally brain.
So true.
Children can learn languages
and
very quickly.
You're learning, so you're retaining.
Adults can't learn languages nearly as quickly. Keep going.
Anywho, that's so fascinating. We should totally dig into that. But my mom had told me once, and I don't remember like the scenario, but she was like, "No one thinks about you nearly as much as you think about you."
Yeah.
So, like, if I blurt out Jason Derulo in a call with my CEO, like, he's not going to be thinking about that after the meeting.
Yeah.
And neither am I, but maybe if that was an accident and I, like, wasn't supposed to do that, I wouldn't just be, like, contemplating it for the rest of the day. No one else is fucking thinking about it. You know? Joe left. He got bored. No one thinks about you as much as you think about you. So
true.
If you like feel like doing something or saying something kind of crazy, just do it.
Just do it, man.
I think your mic's off. I can't tell, or I can't hear you.
Yep.
As well.
No, totally forgot. Totally forgot to unmute my microphone. Sorry about that, folks. I thought the fan was on.
Whatever.
It wasn't.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Okay, anyway, maybe that's why I didn't get laid off. Circling back to my day.
Mm-hmm.
So I get up, no bad dreams. Off to a hot start. I take it easy. Craig picks you up.
Yeah.
And you carpool into work into the city. I'm here on my own, and I come down here and I get on the big brown sack, and I do some...
The one we're on right now. We're sitting on this big fucking love sack right now.
And I sit down. I actually turn on the TV for some good background noise. What do I turn on? A podcast. And I do some account planning on my computer. And whilst I'm doing this, I have this looming, lingering weight of the world on my shoulders because I have some insider information that my company's going to do massive layoffs tomorrow.
And this is happening all over tech right now. I mean,
yeah,
maybe people who are listening to this don't know what's going on, but like...
Maybe you live under a rock, but we're in a recession headed into a depression.
Yeah, like the tech industry right now, I mean, Google is firing lots of
Thousands.
people. Amazon's firing lots of people. Salesforce is firing lots of people. It's
startups across the board who are in hypergrowth.
Meta's firing lots of people. All of these big players in tech right now, and I mean, we're not for the big players. We're at smaller software companies.
We like the underdogs.
We like the underdogs, but like even at the smaller companies now, like other companies in our area, we're in a big tech hub city, and other companies in our area are laying people off. Like, it's happening all over tech right now. It's this crazy, like, recession planning. Apparently, like, venture capitalists, these private investment companies are now evaluating companies on profit, and they were just evaluating companies on revenue before. It's this whole thing.
Do your own research.
Do your own research, but I think that is necessary for people to hear that that's part of it. It's not just your company. This is happening everywhere. Everybody
everywhere
in tech is afraid of this situation.
Correct.
That you
Everyone's
went through today.
waiting for the needle to drop, if that's the saying.
Everybody that's in tech is hoping they don't get into hoping that they don't get into a situation that you were in today. Please tell the story.
Also, it's January 30th, 2023. Just in case this makes the archives.
In case you are aliens and find this in the millennia 3000.
Correct. So, maybe that's our ideal audience.
Aliens thousands of years from now?
Correct. Okay, so I'm, doing some tedious tasks, listen to a podcast in the background, looming layoff over my head.
Ugh.
I am refreshing my director's calendar every 5 minutes to see if a one-on-one pops up on her calendar.
It wasn't that bad. That's an exaggeration.
I was checking it, maybe every 20 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
I just wanted a heads up. I wanted to be able to prepare. Okay, anyway. Today wasn't like your regular Monday. I did have to go to a doctor's appointment about 20 minutes away, but it was a new town. Hadn't been driving around there before, and I don't drive often, so I left quite early. My appointment was at 12:30. And, I got my titties all felt up. Whatever, sometimes you gotta...
a doctor, folks.
Sometimes you gotta get your titties all felt up. And they're good. They're in great shape. I just got some dense boobs. That's how my doctors describe it. They go, you got some dense-ass boobs.
That's the medical term for perky breasts.
Yeah, they perky. They not very good.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they say, you just got some dense
She's
tissue.
like, I'm sorry.
Titty tissue.
She's like, I'm sorry. Your titties are a little too fat, so we're going to have to get these checked out.
They're really not. I don't have fat titties. I have,
nice titties.
Small little perky titties. With some dense-ass titty tissue.
You got some nice titties. The fellas know what I'm talking about.
So much. I appreciate that. And they're all good. They're good. And they were able to tell me right away. So, ladies, I didn't do a mammogram because this doctor's office doesn't do mammograms for women under 30 anymore, which I found was really interesting. So they did an ultrasound.
What?
Yeah. So my doctor referred me to get a mammogram.
You got bounced from the mammogram office.
And they said, no mammogram for you.
They got a bouncer in that bitch.
Yeah, I'm like, look, I'll pay for
Let me see some ID.
I'll pay for it.
Let me see some ID.
I know, that's
You 30?
That's how I know you're so young and hot to try it if you can't get in for a mammogram.
They wouldn't give you a mammogram.
They wouldn't give me a mammogram. They gave me an ultrasound.
Is it because there's like lines of people waiting to get in a mammogram?
I think
they don't want to waste it on younger people? Or why?
I don't know if this is true or not, but my hunch is that mammograms have some sort of radiation technology, and it's just like not worth it in most scenarios. And she also said, actually, your titties are so dense that a mammogram wouldn't have even worked on you.
What?
We would have had to give you an ultrasound anyway.
What?
So, like, mammograms, let's trash them. They don't seem like we need them. Or maybe we do. I don't know. Maybe. Look, I'm not a doctor. I literally have no idea about this subject, but I did think that was very interesting.
Yeah. This is not medical advice.
God.
This is, we are not responsible for anything that happens.
And I
Do
think
not
this
take our
rule,
medical advice.
recently changed. I don't know if it's just at this doctor's office or just, like, Washington state law or what was going on, but couldn't get that mammy, so, couldn't get that mammy. Anyway, tits doing great. Feeling pretty good about it.
You went to Ultra, and it wasn't for dance music.
So true.
You know what I'm talking about?
I actually really don't get it, but I'm on a roll, so I got to keep going.
Okay.
So, I still got some Monday scaries because of what's to come tomorrow. And I just spent $300 to get this ultrasound done on both my boobs. They would only do one fucking boob. So I'm like, what if the other one's all fucked up? But I have to trust. I'm not going back for another. I'm not spending another $300.
They only checked one?
They only checked one, dude.
What kind of fucking bang-up job was this place?
Because my doctor messed up, like, the referral instructions. Dude, I just don't even want to get into it. I got gypped.
Do you feel like you have healthy tits?
Yeah, my tits are fine. I'm not even worried about it.
You're not worried?
Not even worried about it.
Okay.
Yeah. I just got dense titties, so she wanted me to get them checked. Whatevs. Still got the Monday scaries, so I look up, food nearby, get the salad shop, and I'm wanting to go see my bestie, Olivia. Shout out. She has this adorable 5-month-old, and I said, you know what, some baby snuggles sound like just like what the doctor ordered.
Shout out Olivia.
And we like to get a meal together, takeout, obviously. I'll help her do some laundry, do some dishes, help around the house where I can, and just hang with my girls.
I like Olivia. You really,
hopefully. She's my best friend.
Yeah, she probably is your best friend, right?
I mean, yeah, I have a handful. I feel like all my friends are my best friends because I have just small group.
You do have a few very good best friends. What is it about Olivia that you think makes you guys go so well together? Because it feels like you guys are always in a good place, you and Olivia.
Yeah, we are.
You're never fighting.
No. That's a really good question. I think we're both very goofy.
Yeah.
And very weird.
She is very goofy.
Yeah, we could goof, like we sing to each other. She
has so many
we're
quirks.
Always singing together. When we hang out, we're not even singing? Talking. We're just
you guys were hitting the quan
it's
today.
Even more.
It's 2023. Remember, it's 2023. Remember when she said that earlier? They were hitting the quan today.
Yeah, we were hit the quan. I turned it up on YouTube. She showed me the quan. It was sick, and she was teaching her daughter how to do the quan, which, as any good mother should. So we were hitting the quan, and dude, the singing and the goofiness is times 500 with a baby. Because even the most serious people around a baby will get a little goofy.
They start making faces. They start blowing raspberries. Yeah, and dude, it does bring out the child in you. I was singing this. I was like, "You're my little roly poly."
What? Yeah, I was just saying. Literally, Olivia was like, "Hey, can you watch her? Make sure she doesn't roll off this little diaper changing area. I gotta go." And I was like, "Are you my little roly poly?" Thank you so much. I mean, Olivia and I have been making songs jingles together for years out of random things. Now with a baby, dude, there's no stopping us. Anyway.
As if you needed the excuse.
Olivia, a little bit of background. She was my little in college, and we've just had a very special bond ever since. We've been through a lot together. We've been through a lot of personal changes, family changes, life changes, and we just always make it a point that we love each other and we're around.
And you come out on top.
And we come out on top. So I am going to go over to her house, okay? But I'm like doing some work at this salad shop, waiting for Olivia to text me her order before I head over to her place. And my director slacks me.
Oh, God.
And goes,
and remember, the layoffs are looming.
Layoffs are looming. I mean, on my like literally checking calendars every 5
and
minutes.
And who slacks you when you're getting laid off?
Your director.
Your director does. And who slacked you in this situation?
My director.
And ensue anxiety.
She says, hola, first of all.
Hola.
Hola. Hola.
As in the Spanish hello.
As in, you're getting laid off. So she asks me, hola.
Sup, hombre?
I should say that already. That's hilarious. Okay, so she slacks me, hola.
Is she Spanish? Is she Spanish?
No.
No, she's not.
She's white. She's blonde. White.
Okay, keep going.
She goes, let me know when you have a few minutes to chat. Vague. Random.
Yeah.
Directors never asked me to chat.
Yeah, why would they be asking you to chat?
So I respond, I'm free right now, just at a lunch spot near my doctor's office.
What's going through your head right now?
Phone call or Zoom? What's going through my head right now is I was feeling curious.
Were you freaking out?
I was feeling concerned.
You were.
And I was feeling courageous.
Courageous.
The 3 C's.
So, like, would you say your fight or flight kicked in?
My fight or flight kicked in because my heart was racing. I did notice an increase in my heart rate.
And part of you was like, I'm okay with this, and part of you was like, I'm getting ready for a fucking dogfight.
I mean, I came to peace with both outcomes. I came to a place of peace with getting laid off because I had this warning from my gal pal who found out about these on Friday. It's a Monday. So I've had all weekend to really come to a place of peace for either.
It's very stoic of you.
Thank you so much. So I was like, you know what? Whatever she has to say, like, I trust that my life is flowing and moving in the direction that it needs to. Mm-hmm. That's all you can do sometimes. Mm-hmm. So much out of our control in this world.
Okay, and then she says...
So she gets on the phone. Yeah, so I say phone or Zoom, and she goes, call my cell. So she doesn't want this recorded. I'm fucked.
Oh, she doesn't want to record it, and she wants to call me on my cell phone, and probably because they're going to turn off my Slack. Probably because she's going to be like, and don't even bother getting back on your laptop because it's off.
Yeah.
It's done.
Big time.
Here's the address to return it to. Write it down on a piece of paper.
For nothing.
Because we turned your shit off.
So true. So she goes, this is how she starts the call. Hey, Dayna. Hey. Okay. She goes, hey, Dayna. I go, hey, name. She goes, so, sighs when she starts the call. So, there's just really no good way to go about this.
Oh my god, it's the fucking...
And I go, I'm gonna get canned, I'm getting canned.
It's an episode of she's treating this like an episode of The Bachelor, is what she's doing. She's like building the suspense.
She's building so much suspense.
It's like, you're like, did someone give you these lines? Because, are we gonna cut to a commercial break in a second here? Because just tell me what's going on.
She goes, I wanted to give you a heads up.
Here it comes.
Tomorrow's going to be intense.
Oh, God.
We are doing a company-wide layoff.
Yeah. Well, she really did it like this.
Yes.
So at this point,
I'm
you're
still
like...
having no idea where it's going.
Oh, I would be like, she is teeing me up for the kill shot right now.
Yeah. Yep.
But you're like, this could go either way.
No, I'm like, oh, this is happening. I'm getting fired.
Really?
Yeah.
You said you still weren't sure where it was going.
No, because it sounded like she was like trying to preface. It sounded like she was prefacing like, "Oh, you're one of them," because she keeps going on saying, and our team was impacted.
Yeah.
We're losing 5 people, and she said one other thing like in between that was just like another like. Oh, and she goes, so I wanted to give you like a heads up. I didn't want to blindside you. But yeah, our team has been impacted and you're not one of them.
Wow.
And I was like, huh?
Literally an episode of Maury, dude. It was literally, and you are not.
Yeah, literally, like less like theatric, than
She
like.
might as well have opened up an envelope.
Totally. So I was like, so then she goes on, I go, oh, okay. And then she goes on, so, like.
I mean, I wouldn't have heard a thing after that.
No. Literally, like, I literally saw my finances flash before my eyes. Because Joe and I just bought a house this year. We bought a hot tub. We have to get central AC. I need to buy a car. I'm going to Cabo for a girlfriend's bachelorette party. I'm going to ball out. We're having company several times this year. Yep. Like, there's so many expenses. And I've had also, like, these weird, like, health things that have been kind of expensive. Just, checkups, making sure everything's good and kosher. I'm good.
We would have been fine. We would have been fine.
We would have been so fine.
It would have been tight. We would have been fine. It would have been fine. Would have been tight. Would have been tight. It would have been fine, though.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and you're so sweet and supportive. You're like, I can always help you. And, we're going to get through it. But, yeah, it would have been tight. So, you go from thinking like, oh, I'm going to get fired. And the second later, like, you're not going to get fired. And it just makes your life a little easier, right? Yeah. You don't have to go interview. Like, the market's so, whatever. I'm very blessed. And she goes, so, we're losing 5 people. We're going to need a lot of extra help with, like, smaller accounts. Like, we're really going to have to roll up our sleeves. And I was like, my sleeves are going to be so rolled. It's going to look like I'm wearing a tank top. My sleeves are going to be so rolled. You're going to get tired of seeing my arms.
I'm going to show up in a tank top tomorrow.
I'll be in a tank.
Even gonna have sleeves. I ain't even going to have sleeves.
I don't even need sleeves to roll up, dude.
Yeah, my sleeves are cut off.
So, yeah.
That's a pretty wild day.
My bestie at work is getting laid off.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Does she know?
Like my only friend that I talk about.
How do you know?
She said they put a calendar invite on my calendar with HR and my director tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah. If you're like a manager or director
Are you doing
VP
better than her?
Or anything, just make sure your calendars are private because we all be creeping on your calendars and we be finding things.
Yeah.
So
when people are part of something and they're not in the know, they will go to weirdly long lengths to find things out.
Yep.
Like, it's this weird thing that I don't know if it happens in all corporate structures, but any one that I've heard of has this weird thing where there's a group of people who are in the know, and it's usually management. And then there's a group of people, to a point, like sometimes middle management doesn't even know things. Mm-hmm. But there's people who are in the know, and then there's people who aren't in the know. And even if the people who aren't in the know will become in the know eventually, they want to know now.
Mm-hmm.
They want to know yesterday, and they will do just about anything to find out information.
They'll look in every
because when a big
nook and cranny.
when a big change is coming,
and it's messing with your money. If it's
dude.
messing with your money, I'm gonna be looking in every nook and cranny. Okay.
Yeah, livelihood.
Don't mess with my money. Don't mess with my family. Don't mess with my income.
It's people's livelihoods, man.
It's so intense. It's so intense. And yeah, my bestie's getting laid off, so I'll have 0 friends.
Yeah. Fuck. I'm so sorry about that. That's all.
Thank you. I feel awful.
Yeah.
Her call's at 7:15 our time, and I said I'll be wide awake. Like, call me right after.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Where does this girl live around here?
No.
Oh, you're just gonna say goodbye tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I'm like, we're still gonna hopefully, like, I don't know.
You always say
chat,
that. You always say it, and most of the time it doesn't happen.
I know.
I remember I played college baseball, and it was after my freshman year. Like, you get so, especially in college, in a Division I program, you're at the field or you're at whatever facility all the time with these guys. Like, every day, 8 a.m. to sometimes 8 p.m., you are with these guys. You travel with them. You go to all these cool places with them. You see all these cool things. You have these crazy sports moments.
And you bond.
You bond, and it's such a extreme bond.
Yeah.
That's hard. You see each other naked all the time. You're in the showers together.
Totally dick slapping.
Don't have to get into all the stuff that goes on in there, but just know it's a bonding experience.
Yeah.
And
you guys are being tested physically mentally, emotionally.
You go through hard shit together, like both physically and mentally. Like, people go through shit, and you have to be there for each other. And
your team.
I'm leaving home for the first time. I'm living away from home. These guys are literally like, I was an only child. These guys are like my brothers.
Family,
like, this is like
That's fam.
Yeah, this is like family, man. Like, these guys are taking care of me. I got into a bad fight my freshman year, and these guys took care of me. Like, you bond so heavily with these guys. And then I remember it was the last day we were going to be with each other before everybody broke for summer, because if you're a baseball player, they like make you go somewhere in the summer. Like, I had to like go live with a host family during the summer and play for this team. And so everybody's like saying their goodbyes, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to talk to these guys all the time. Like, I'm never not going to be in touch with these guys. Like, that's like not even a question. We're so close.
Yeah.
I'm always going to keep in touch with Jordan. I'm never not going to have a relationship with Frank. Like, that never like occurred to me.
Yeah.
And then I remember there was a guy on my team. His name was Matt. And he was a transfer from a junior college. So he went to some college, went to a junior college. Now he's at this college. And he was like 4 years older than me. He was going to be going into his 5th year. He was going to be a 5th year senior. And so, like, older guy, wiser guy than me at the time. And he just said, remember this, because this is going to be the last time you see most of these guys.
Yeah. Wow.
And he said that to me, and I was like, no way,
we're
dude.
besties for life. These
No
are
way.
my brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's
He was
crazy?
right. He was right.
He was right. And Olivia and I were actually talking about something like this today. Another reason why I think Olivia and I are good friends, because you asked earlier, is we can also, like, we're so silly and goofy and weird, but we can also, like, talk about really serious things and, like, go deep, you know?
Yeah.
And something had come up, and I was like, dang, there's, like, a last time for everything. And she was like, yeah. Like, there was, like, there's, like, gonna be, there was, like, a tweet. She's like, yeah, there's this tweet that's like, oh, like, there was a last time that my mom, like, ever picked me up.
Wow.
And there's so many of that. Like, there's last times that you know, talk to a certain person, or a last time that you go to a certain bar, or a last time you go to, like, one of your favorite restaurants. Like, everything has a last time, you know?
Yeah. Last time you talked to a certain someone. Yeah, yeah, totally.
Like, there was a last time that, like, a parent tucked you into bed. And, like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's hard to think about.
Maybe that's why I get kind of like emotional when like we're moving. Like when you were moving out of your Lashai apartment.
Yeah, your last day.
I was extremely emotional.
Your last day at like an apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
Now that's an obvious moment, right? There are some moments that are obvious, like, oh, this is my last, like this. But there's a lot
last day in high school.
There's a lot of moments that you don't know are the last time.
Remember your
and
last
I think
day in high
those
school?
are really intense.
Remember your last day in high school? Everybody giving their goodbyes?
I remember my high school graduation at my school's pool pretty well.
It was your pool indoor or outdoors?
Outdoors.
You guys fucking suck, dude.
Yeah, dude. Because I grew up in Southern California, so I'm automatically better than you and everyone.
Dayna grew up in Southern California. I grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I say that with pride, but at the same time, I'm obviously saying that because we did not have outdoor pools at our high schools.
Yeah, everything was outdoors. Lockers. I ate lunch on the ground outside under palm trees. Seagulls flying around. Fucking eating my scraps.
Yeah.
It was a shit.
I ate my lunch in an indoor cafeteria that didn't have air conditioning.
Lame. Just kidding. I'm sure
So they didn't even have to heat up the food in the summer. You just put it out on the table and it cooked. Oh, no. Just like our asses were in the seats.
Wait, how did that come up?
We were talking about like it's a deep subject, but like the idea that
do I remember my last day of high school? I mean, no.
I think the cooler topic that we were on there is like that idea that you're gonna have a last something.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a last moment you have with a certain person, and you might not always know it. And this guy that was on my team like had seen that happen so many times with so many different teams that he was like giving me some game on this knowledge of, dude, this is the last time you're going to talk to a lot of these guys. And I remember feeling like, no way, dude, that's you.
You don't know what you're talking
That's you, bro.
About.
That's you. That's not me. I'm going to keep in touch with all these guys. And you just can't. Like,
life's always moving. Life's always moving. And, everyone's life's moving in thousands and millions and trillions of different places.
Yeah.
Life is inches and seconds,
Mm-hmm.
Inches and seconds.
Yeah.
Like, if we hadn't moved at the same time for the same job, we would have never met and we wouldn't be here. Where would we be?
Fellas,
who knows?
Life is a game of inches, and size does matter.
So frickin' true.
Is another way of saying that.
Yeah, and don't you forget it.
That's another one of my translations
no matter what your
for the
girlfriend
fellas.
says.
Am I right, boys? Am I right, boys? Yeah.
No matter what your girlfriend says.
Yeah.
Size and inches.
I'm just going to bark a couple times throughout these episodes to make sure that people know that this isn't like a chick podcast, all right? This isn't some chick podcast.
You're going to bark.
This isn't the toast, all right? We're going to bark a little.
I love the toast. I'm a toaster. You'll hear me saying some things that they say because I listen to them literally every single day. Like, their mannerisms are my mannerisms. Like, when I go, so true. That's Claude. That's from Claude.
That's her.
And she also goes, 100%. And I'm gonna be saying that.
On accident. We're not trying to do a freaking cover.
I hope they see it as flattery because I'm like their biggest fan. And like, sorry, you guys make a podcast 5 days a week. And I listen to every single one. And I hear from you guys more than any of my friends or any of my family. So yeah, I'm going to become you.
That's crazy. Yeah. I do find myself I'll do that. I recognize that at an early age. You know me, like, it's like so not a cool thing to do, especially nowadays. I didn't get into as much trouble with it growing up, but like now, like living in like the Seattle area too, like I will hear someone's accent and I will, fire lights up inside of me.
Joe, you're a sound boomerang. You're a sound boomerang.
I'm a sound boomerang.
If you even hear like a horn, like
listen,
a unique
I'm not trying to be racist, but that is innately racist.
When Joe orders like Mexican food, he goes, dos tacos. I'm like, you could just say
it just
tacos.
happens. It just happens.
Burrito. I'm like, burrito.
It just happens.
Just because you say it in an accent doesn't mean you're talking in Spanish or Italian. Like
Well,
when
the
we went
worst
to
part-
Italy, you'd be like,
Oh, yeah.
carbonara.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
dude.
just say the carbonara.
Yeah, but sometimes the people were like,
No,
nice.
they never were.
Yeah, they were, dude. I got like the one guy at the one restaurant. I remember I said, margarita? Because the pizza, the
Margarita pizza.
the,
and I'm like, who
Neapolitan pizza.
are you?
And I remember I was like, margarita? I don't know, dude. We haven't been
Been a
there for a
minute.
few months, and I already lost my freaking
Margarita.
Italian. But you're around the Italians all the time. You hear them talk, and you hear them like taking other people's order. You hear him say it, and I'm like, I'm gonna say it how you say it. And then the guy, he literally looked at me.
You're mirroring.
He looked at me, and he gave me a little like this.
Oh,
Like he gave me a little wink.
Okay.
And I was like, fuck yeah, dude.
I'm in with the Italians.
But the worst is like when I have to go to a gas station and I go in and I'm like checking out the gas station and I'm not going to do it, but the guy will talk to me. He'll say something to me and I'm not going to do it. But in my head, like he'll say something and it's like mocking him. I want to just say it.
Yeah.
Like literally it's like a fire inside that I have to
No, it's a compulsion.
put it out.
Like
I have to actively distinguish that fire.
Yeah, and you don't even you don't do it just with like voices and accents. Like if you hear even like a sound like a diddly on like the TV.
Totally.
You'd be like a diddly, a diddly,
Yeah.
a diddly. Like you have to soundboard it. You're a sound boomerang. Even like a horn.
I know there's others like
you'd
me.
be like a horn, like a truck on the road we're driving. It's like you'd be like you know, you're a sound. It's a compulsion. You have to do it. You
Totally.
have to.
Totally.
And you know what? I like it.
Yeah, I know you like it, and it encourages me even more, which is maybe unhealthy, but I don't think I'd stop either way. But anyways, I found this out at an early age that even like my friends that I'd be hanging around on a semi-regular basis, I would notice I would start saying words that they use, or I would start doing like even mannerisms that they do. And I noticed myself doing those things even at a really early age. And I just feel like there's others of us out there.
Absolutely. I'm sure there are.
Natural
you want
imitators.
a mirror. You want a mirror. And look, if you ever meet Joe at a meet and greet, which I'm sure you will, because he's going to be rich and famous one day.
Thank you.
He's not mocking you. He just wants to be you for a moment, be with you, be in you, be in your shoes. He wants to get on your level.
Take it as a spiritual experience.
You know who I find myself mirroring when I'm around them? Just because they're such strong personalities.
Donald Trump.
And I don't know if this is like a even like good word to use. I feel like I don't know if flamboyant is like a rude word or what it is. Let us know in the comments. But like flamboyant gay men.
Yeah.
I am so flamboyant.
You want to be them.
I want to be them. I want to be in their shoes. I want to wear their skin. They are the best version of me. They bring out the best version of me. I'm doing everything they're doing. I'm walking the talk. I'm talking the walk.
Yeah.
And it's extremely freeing being around them because it is such a strong presence and personality that it rubs off on you.
And you know what's so interesting about that? You know, I would say, we are in love. You love me.
I do.
I love you.
I do.
Maybe the only people in life that love me more than you do are gay men.
Gay men love some Joe McCutie.
Yeah.
Oh, they love you.
And it's like almost even like...
Oh, they love you. And we love them for it.
It's like not even proportionate to how... Like they love me even more than I am good looking. It's like even like my personality they love. You know what I mean?
You know what they love about you the most?
What do you think?
That ass.
You think?
Big time.
Yeah, probably.
Got such a nice ass.
Thank you.
And you are like... You are...
I think even just like gay guys just enjoy being around me. Maybe they don't even like every gay guy that I've met, I've gotten along with.
Yeah, and they want to. Yeah,
some do, some don't.
Yeah, sure. You can't. I mean, you used to believe that everyone wanted to fuck you.
Yeah, that is true.
Joe and I were friends for a long time.
I have a very low I have a low
dated.
threshold of things that you do that make me believe that you're trying to fuck me.
Yes, Joe. Joe and I were just friends for a long time before we started dating. And something I learned about Joe, you learn things about a guy when you're just friends with them so much more than you ever would by just starting to date someone.
I'm so glad that you learned them then.
Joe has a genuine core belief that everyone in the world wants to fuck him.
Not everyone.
No, you believe that everyone would want to fuck you.
No, I don't. I really don't believe that.
Not anymore, maybe, but there was a time where you were very convinced.
No.
Yes, Joe.
No.
And I challenged you. I think I said everyone, and you were like, everyone.
Fucking around, probably. I definitely don't think that everyone. Maybe I was just playing around.
No, you had never been more serious. I was like, oh my God, this guy means it.
I wasn't pulling
it wasn't even in a way where I was like, oh, this guy has such a like huge ego.
I wasn't horsing around?
No. I was challenging you.
I believed it.
You really did.
Maybe I did.
Hey, that's fine. I think everyone wants to fuck me.
Well, I mean, there would be times where like it wouldn't be like this drastic, but like someone would like hold a door for me and I'd be like
yeah, I'm trying to fuck.
Oh, she's so desperate.
She's so desperate. Yeah, dude. That's so funny, but maybe that's why you think gay guys like. Well, I guess you weren't really saying gay guys want to fuck you.
Name a gay guy that doesn't like me.
Can't.
Let
us know in the comments.
Let us know if
you're gay and you hate this guy. Let him know. Bring him down to earth.
Let me humble
for
my
God's
ass.
sake.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think like mirroring personalities in people is like a very normal, natural thing to do, and everything's on a spectrum. Some people do it like you. That's like real in your face and intense. Mm-hmm. Some people are like more low key, you know? Yeah. Like if someone's quiet around you, you're going to be quiet. Like you gotta mesh. Mm-hmm. We're all fluid. We're all flowing.
Mm-hmm. So we are an hour in here, folks, and we want to wrap up.
I guess.
Is there one thing that you want the listeners to take from this episode on the Big Brown Sack?
There's a last moment for everything. So,
wow.
Think about that. Just reflect. Maybe journal about it. Mm-hmm. And look, the world's crazy. There's pandemics, and there's depressions and recessions and compressions and all the Eshens. Mm-hmm. There's so many Eshens. And whether you've gotten laid off, or you think you're going to get laid off, or you didn't get laid off, you are a force, and you have to believe that you will come through for yourself. You're going to come through for yourself. You've done it so many times in your life, whether it was like going through a breakup or changing schools or moving or trying something new. You've been coming through for yourself since day one, and you're going to continue to come through for yourself and continue coming, really, at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. That's powerful stuff, Day. That's
continue
powerful.
To come and come through.
Just continue to come.
Period.
Just don't stop coming.
Don't stop coming.
That's seriously powerful stuff, Day. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I think if there's one thing I want people to take from this episode, it's that gay guys love me. All right, folks. That's it. Thank you so much for joining us on the Big Brown Sack. That's episode 1.
See you next time. Toodaloo.